Hello fellow YouTubers, Trouble8385 here with YouTube Gaming Community number 36. So we're going to start off with something you're going to get sick of hearing for the next month, and that is simply this. At my job, my hours have now gotten really long because the holiday's coming up. So it's going to take me longer to comment to comments in my videos and personal messages. If you want to see how lazy or sad I've been because of it, just check my last video where I didn't comment to most of them yet. But I do read them all, and I will comment to them, but sometimes cases it may take me a week to comment to them, but I am going to comment to them, and I do read them all. So, next up, I got a comment from MrDSBXFinest, and it was, are you going to have a special, or at least a retro, where you go over your start to where you are now? And yes, I am, and that is going to be on YouTube Gaming Community number 40. Because that'll be, I believe, on December 13th, and that'll be 2 days after my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. And I will go over how unbelievably amazing this has turned out in such a good way from my start till now. So next up, I had a personal message sent by JUKIZ0, and it was, hi, I have a question for you. I've been watching you and other videos for a long time, but I haven't really commented or sent PMs that often. I have just started doing it more, but I have a feeling that I really can't enjoy or be part of the community if I don't upload videos. Am I right or wrong? Keep up the good work. Okay. I know because you see so many channels on YouTube that have videos that you think if you don't upload videos you can't be part of this community, but that is totally false. People who watch videos are probably one of the most important parts of this community. Listen, you guys watch a bunch more videos than people make videos. You see a lot of different styles videos are made. You see a lot of different ways the same things are done. And you may comment on somebody or send a personal message on to do something that they didn't think of, and you can make their channel better. Or you may comment with them a topic that they may decide, that's a good idea, I'm going to run with that. More importantly, I highly recommend anybody who watches videos comment and PM people, because it's your way to find out if that person really is the way they are in their videos. If that's a person you really want to watch their videos and stay watching their videos and stay subscribed to their channel. Also, by interacting that way to people, you may build friendships with that person. Because let's be honest, on YouTube Gaming Community, there's two things that make this community so great. Number one, everybody here has a passion for video games, no matter what time of game. It could be a shmup, it could be a shooter, it could be RPG. The other thing that makes this community so great is the fact the great people and friendships that you could build here on YouTube. A lot of people like myself talk to some people in the community off YouTube on Skype. For those who don't know, my Skype name is exactly the same as this channel name. Or they may decide, because they live near each other, to meet up to play games together. Just because you don't make videos does not mean you're part of this community. The only recommendation to be in this community is simply that you have a passion for gaming. And if anybody tells you need to make videos to be part of this community, unsubscribe to their channel. That's just like if people say, I have more subscribers than you should listen to me, unsubscribe to their channel, because there are a lot of great channels on YouTube that are a lot better than some of the really big channels. They just haven't got noticed. So next up, I'm going to get to videos to check out, and there were a lot of contest or tag videos this week. The first one was by JillPoo3, Christmas Tag and Giveaway 2010, where you could win a custom painted NES. And here are the 3 questions that he wanted people to answer for this. Question 1, if you inherit a mansion and had to pick 3 YouTubers from the video game community to live with to combine collections, hang out with, and play video games with all day, who would they be? Question 2. What is the best video game or console you ever received for the holidays? Well, for me, that Atari 2600 or my Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo, I got Super Mario World. I love that game. Anyway, question 3. What is on your wish list for 2010? And then at the end of the video, he said, Happy Holidays, everybody. The winner will be announced December 13th. Outside the U.S. is okay. So you should check that out. Next one's rather interesting. SEGARetroride made a video, Why I Retro Game. And what happened, because he made that video, Bakeman13 saw it, and he decided to make SEGARetroride's Why I Retro Game open tag. Basically, Why do you retro game? There's some really cool responses to that tag out there, by the way. And then next up is MaximumRD's My Last Video for 2010. Open tag, what video game do you like that others hate on? Open tag question, which video game on any system do you like that others hate on? I.e., any game you enjoyed that either had a low rating or bad rep or just simply disliked by most. Submit your responses and video responses. We'll all get a nice shout out in my next video early 2011. That's the one I have to think about because there's a lot of games that people don't like that I like to play. And then next up is VinnieBlackLodge, 1,000 gamers, thank you. Congratulations to him, he just hit 1,000 subscribers on his channel. His contest is already over, but the interesting aspect to his question was, he was talking about why did you start on YouTube? And what he wanted people to do was make a video talking about your goals and what you accomplished here on YouTube. Like, for example, me, when I first started, I really didn't have any goals. I just wanted to show my collection, talk about video games, since I really didn't have an outlet to do that. And my goal after I started on YouTube after a little while was simply to get 100 subscribers by the end of the year, which I have done, so I'm good. So if you guys want to talk about what your goals are and stuff, that's cool. What were your goals, and what were your goals, and how different did your channel turn out than what your goals originally were? And was it better than you originally planned, or was it worse? So next up, Amisbro's Late Night Shift 1126 and 1127. Where he gave his personal comparison of YouTube gaming community series done by Trouble8385, or at least someone claiming to be him, versus all gen gamers, and my thoughts on what could be the Achilles heel of the program in the future. And he was talking about all gen gamers. Okay, now both these shows are totally different, by the way. I mentioned this when I talked to him on Skype the other day. But his point in this video was that where I shout out small channels and big channels, that basically everybody's equal here. At least that's what I tried to portray to people. On all gen gamers, they seem to only have big channels. Now the 12-year-old they had recently on a couple of shows ago, I don't know how big his channel, but all the other channels on there were big channels on YouTube. And if he continued to do that, then that'd be the Achilles heel and the downfall of the podcast. That they would alienate people who listen to it. And after thinking about this, I think he's totally wrong in his premise. Now I know Amisbro is an anti-big channel person. He prefers smaller channels over the big channels. Or people being, just being themselves, doing cool things. But where he's wrong in this is that any podcast you listen to, whether it be video gaming, it could be Weekend Confirmed, it could be GameSpot's or IGN's podcast, whatever podcast you listen to mainly for the host of the show. You do not really listen to for the guests. And most people don't even care who the guests are. I know for me, when I listen to podcasts, I listen to people who host it. I don't care who the guest is. So it really doesn't matter if they have big or small channels. People who like them are going to continue to listen to the show. As far as they've been on episode 17 now, those people who wanted that have probably already no longer listened to the show anyway. So they now have the people who only want to listen to them. Now, would it be cool if they had small YouTube channels on there? Sure, they would. But that's their show. They can do what they want. And the other thing I think people need to take account for is when you started on YouTube, that's usually where you make up your peers. And so it's like, okay, when I started, Tark77, Crow111, Arcade Main Machine, OdoU272, EquilibriumGaming, Atari Leaf, I'm sure VinnieBlackLodge, I'm sure there's a lot of other people I'm leaving out that I should be mentioning. They all started kind of close to around the time I did. And if I actually did a podcast, those would probably be people I'd want on it first. Because some of those guys I look up to, and other of those guys, I like and friends with. I would like to have them on the show because they start at the same time. And then in their case, I think that's what's happening. A lot of these guys they're friends with, or they started around the same time they did, and so they know their channels really well, and they want them on the show. And they may or may never not have anybody but those guys on the show. Who knows? I don't think it's the Achilles heel of their programming. I think the Achilles heel of their programming are any limitations the hosts have, or the show not being interesting to people more than who the guests on the show are. So that's my comment to that. Or basically any kind of series, if you get stagnant, people will leave it very quick caring about it. So let's get to some really cool, great news out there. That is EquilibriumGaming's Equilibrium Tron Baby Program 2.0. He just recently had a baby girl. She was born with 29 weeks into the pregnancy. For those who don't know, 40 weeks is usually considered full term, but 37 weeks medically is considered full term by doctors also. So it's really cool that his daughter was born. They got the, you might say, gift early, and that everything's okay. My understanding when my son, who had passed away, was born at 30 weeks, was the doctors had told us that, you know, if everything was all right, that usually when kids are born this early, preemie as they call them, that they'll usually be in the hospital close to when they originally were supposed to be delivered. So they have a long time before, unfortunately, they could take her home. She weighed 2 pounds 10 ounces, but it's just good that everybody's happy and healthy. And you want to stop by his channel or this video and congratulate him on being a daddy again. Congratulations to him. So next up is SteveBenway's Friday Talkie YouTube channels. I highly recommend this video. One of the probably the highest recommendations I can make on a video, because he does a really great job of explaining the different kind of channels you can have if you're thinking about what kind of channel to make your gaming channel, or what things you could do to get your channel noticed. And he happens to mention me in this video about how I mentioned how Pete Dorr, when he originally put me on his checkout channel list, that, you know, I didn't get thousands of subscribers. I think it basically almost doubled my subscriber count. And the great point he made was that the reason why he thinks this is, and I think this is a really great point for anybody, just because you get a shout out doesn't mean you're going to get a lot of subscribers, because what Pete Dorr does and what my channel does are different. So it doesn't necessarily equate that the people on his channel were going to subscribe to my channel, because they might not be interested in what I do. So when someone shouts out, if you're doing the same kind of thing, there's more likely you're going to get some of their subscribers than it is if you do something totally different. Anyway, it's a great video. It's really a great video. Should highly recommend it to everybody. So, but his other video, the fake channel video, I would have done it slightly different, because I would have just said, these are my 2 channels on YouTube. And if you see any other channel claiming to be me, that is not me. The only thing I think the mistake he made was in that video was that he mentioned the person's name, I know, in the description of that video. And if the person, because a fake channel was made of him, and I hate people who make fake channels. I think they're pathetic, unoriginal. Just as much as the people who make troll videos on trolls do exactly what trolls do, but yet they think on a higher moral ground that they're better than the troll, when they are just like them. They're being pathetic and sad, and they're becoming a part of the problem in the community instead of solution. Just simply block that person and ignore them. But again, he could. There's nothing wrong with making this video saying, "Hey, here's my 2 channels. If there are any other channels out there, they're not me." But mentioning that person's name, you're just bringing attention to that person, because people, whether it be good or bad publicity, all publicity is good. What I mean by that is, by mentioning his name, people automatically, no matter what it is, when the situation happens, automatically go to the other channel, see what's going on. So all you did is just bring attention to that person's channel, and more people are going to go check that channel out. That's all. Bye. Next up is Nintendo LP's Shining Force rap song. To celebrate his 100th video, he did a really cool rap, Shining Force rap. And what's really cool is, as he's rapping, you see the playthrough the, I believe it's the entire game from beginning to end in that little short video. It's really cool. Really check that out. So guys, that's all for this one. So till my next video.